Well, g'day everyone. Today we are having a squiz at Xenonauts 2. Wage a global war of resistance against an alien invasion. Command turn-based tactical battles. Build a network of covert bases. Directly control your fighter wings and achieve strategic victory in a simulation of asymmetric warfare against a technology superior foe. Has very, very positive reviews, both recent and all reviews. It has just released into 1.0. It's developed by Goldhawk Interactive and published by Hooded Horse. Thank you so much, guys, for giving me the opportunity to play this game on the channel. I really, really appreciate it. And I've had my eye on this and I've been looking really, really forward to playing it. But 1.0, we're going to start a new game so that you guys can see exactly what's going on here. Now you have different difficulty settings here, so ideal for learning. Because we're learning, we're going to go and recruit. Purple Knight is not going to be our name. It is going to be Simidiom, obviously, and you get your settings and all that type of stuff down the side, your project duration, all that type of stuff, so you can completely and utterly customize your game. Let's get stuck straight into it, shall we? Okay, so provided I don't get any copyright strikes on that, then I will leave that in. So basically, the powers that be, the global powers that be, are trying to ignore or downplay the existence of aliens that are starting to attack our world. The Xenonauts are a project that they're kind of, I guess, like a rebel project that are here, and they understand that the aliens are invading and attacking, and it's our job to try and push them back and stuff. In Xenonauts 2, you control a secret organization attempting to protect the world from the alien invasion. This short tutorial will explain exactly what we're doing, nested tool steps and all that type of stuff. Hover over the white text to... there we go. There we go. Sorry about that. My work on our radar array is now complete. This is our chief scientist down here. Theoretically, Atlas Base should now be capable of tracking any alien UFOs within our radar range. Thank God, says the operations director. It wasn't easy to borrow all those things that you wanted. What happens now? We wait. An alien craft should pass in the next few days. At that point, the general takes over, assuming he has returned from his expedition. Don't worry, he'll be back in a few days. Until then, the commander should be perfectly capable of filling in. I believe that's us. All right, so the blue circle around your base indicates the radar range of that facility. I believe you can have more than one base all over the world. UFOs flying into this area will be detected and can then be attacked using interceptor aircraft. So let's proceed on that. The buttons up here, they control the speed, obviously. So they're our game speed. Geoscape anomalies. The two anomalies on the map signify hostile action that has raised local panic. They're not interactive, but may indicate the presence of a possibly hidden problem in the affected region. However, at the start of the game, these are usually generated by UFOs as they fly around the map, and you can see these points here, a radar anomaly and a communications disruption happening over there. These are things that we can investigate later on. Okay, your radar's detected a UFO. Shooting it down will prevent it from causing panic in the local region and may spawn a UFO crash site tactical mission that allows you to recover valuable alien technology, which we will use to continue to build on the resources that we have while we're fighting them. Click the Launch Interceptors button to get to your fighters ready for action. Let's launch the interceptors. Now we have 2 interceptors at the moment. You can launch up to 3. So the panel allows you to select the aircraft to be launched. Up to 3 aircraft can form into a squadron, but we only have 2 at the moment. Okay, cool. So yeah, the UFO has been intercepted. Your interceptor has reached the UFO and are ready to initiate air combat. So we can commence attack. We can tail the target. We can auto-resolve if we want to. Let's commence the attack. All right, so this brings you up to the tactical screen for air combat against alien craft. We're in an engagement range of the extraterrestrial aircraft commander. putting it up on the big screen. How do we think it's going to play out? Unknown, says the scientist. We have no data on the capabilities of these alien craft or what weaponry they may carry. I suppose there's only one way to find out. Let's start by attacking with missiles. Alright, so air combat is where we basically intercept. So aircraft selection. The aircraft, the two Xenonaut aircraft are participating in this battle. You can select an aircraft by clicking on them directly or by clicking on their information panel down the side. Click on Angel 2 and select it. You can press 2 or... so we'll go Angel 2 and we'll click over here. Left or right click on the chosen spot to reposition aircraft 2 to the location on the right, which is where we want to go. Our interceptors are currently both flying intercept paths towards the UFO. However, we should order the second interceptor to maneuver behind the UFO instead. Click the highlighted area behind the UFO to set a movement waypoint, which is over there. Alright, cool. We need to put them into afterburner as well, and by being put into afterburner, they will move fast. However, they can't attack while they are in afterburner mode. Once you're happy with your deployment, you can begin the battle. So we're not doing anything with Angel 2 in this tutorial, so let's click on there. We've shot a missile, and the missile has missed completely. So the missile flew past. What happened? Now, they appear incapable of locking onto the UFO. It has no radar signature and is emitting minimal heat. Better close the distance. We'll have to do this the old-fashioned way. Oh, yeah. Alright, cool. Your interceptor has just entered the fire arc of an enemy weapon and is about to be attacked. All weapons, except missiles, display their fire arcs on the battlefield. You can, however, hover over the weapon tile in the info on the right. Weapons can be disabled and enabled by clicking their tile in the thing. So what we need to do is we need to do an evasive roll. So we can do an evasive roll left or we can do an evasive roll right. I'm going to do one. Well, it wants us to do one left, doesn't it? So we've got to follow that. All right, lovely. So one of our aircraft has reached 0 health and has been forced to perform an emergency disengage. Although it's not been permanently destroyed, it will require an overhaul before it can fly again. It will therefore take much longer to repair than an aircraft. So you don't actually lose your aircraft, they disengage when they get down to really, really low health. So, all right, proceed. Thankfully, your remaining interceptor has managed to maneuver into an advantageous position, which is behind. Click on the UFO in order to set it as the target for your interceptor. And we need to turn afterburner off. And we probably need to use the cannons, I'm guessing, once we get into range. So, there we go. So it plays out quite well, doesn't it? Nice job, Commander. Indeed. We must locate and recover the downed alien vessel as soon as possible. In the meantime, we'll see what I can learn from the telemetry. I may be able to enhance the survivability of our interceptors now we have collected some basic data on the alien weapons. Now, if you guys remember XCOM and XCOM 2 and stuff like that, which is a fantastic series, I played so much XCOM. It's kind of very, very similar. We need to collect alien samples and we need to collect alien technology and research it and improve our weapons and our capabilities against the aliens. So there you go. This gives us a result for what we've done. There we go. And we will now... a tactical mission. So we need to go to the crash site now. So it's opened up a tactical mission. So let's launch a combat team. We'll launch them in the Skyhawk, which is like a troop carrier. And let's launch. Okay, in here, we're allowed to change the soldiers and the equipment that we're doing, but it wants us just for the tutorial to just click launch dropship. Now, you do have a pile of different crew and different classes of soldiers and stuff like that. So you've got, snipers and heavy machine gunners, all that type of stuff. So let's launch the dropship. Hold the launch, Commander. We're picking up a friendly signal. The general is back. Fortuitous timing. I'm not so sure about that. There's a convoy of trucks heading our way. Those appear to be cleaner vehicles. Interesting. It seems highly improbable that the general would ever volunteer to join forces with them. Exactly. Commander, put your men on alert and deploy them to the entry tunnel. Something's definitely wrong here. All right, so now we're going to go into the tactical combat. Again, good turn-based combat with different skills for different soldiers and stuff, and you can upgrade your soldiers. Obviously, they rank up as you go, so which is really, really cool. So you can have like an entire squadron of soldiers, and you send a certain amount out, and they increase their skills and their abilities through experience. The camera in the tactical combat can be controlled in several ways. Move that to there. Yep, we can do that. Camera can also be rotated using Q&E. We'll do that to get rid of that. Change the camera height using that. Beautiful. Each unit in tactical combat uses time units to perform actions. These are refreshed. Yep, no worries. So in this case, the soldier has 60 time units. You can see down here. Available. Welcome back to Atlas, General. How did the meeting go? Can't help but notice you've made some new friends. The Xenonaut project has been terminated, Director. This general looks a bit nasty, doesn't he? Lay down your weapons. There's no need for this to turn ugly. He's become a bloody traitor. He's been paid off. He has to have been. Earth is under attack, General. You know that. We're not going to surrender our planet without a fight. Director, you're making a big mistake. There is no extraterrestrial threat, and this is it's kind of almost like the Australian government. They're just ignoring all of the issues and the problems. So if you keep saying there's no problem, then surely it's going to go away, right? Open the blast doors and surrender, or your people are going to get killed. No extraterrestrial threat. What happened to you, General? Director, this isn't a discussion. I'm giving you 5 minutes to make a decision. You're outnumbered and there's nowhere to run. Think carefully about your choice. Over and out. If we surrender, what's the probability we turn up dead a week from now? Based on everything we know about the cleaners, approximately 100%. Yeah, that's what I figured too. Now it seems like a good time to evacuate to the backup facility. The backup facility? I wasn't aware we had one. Nor was the General. Commander, we need your men to hold the tunnels while we get everyone aboard the helicopter. Buy us as much time as you can, but don't get yourself killed. Now the General's gone, we can't afford to lose you. All right, lovely, cool. So this is going to teach us now. So this is movement. So you can plan a movement path for a soldier by left-clicking anywhere on the battlefield. Click the glowing tile to plan a movement path. And that'll tell us how much time that it takes, or how much of this time that we use, which in this case is 22. The number at the end of the movement path shows how many time units the soldier will have remaining. So it's going to cost us, 38 to move to there. Left click the same tile again to order your soldier to run there. Right, we're going to turn around. Beautiful. You can rotate a soldier without moving them by right-clicking anywhere on the battlefield. It costs 1 time unit for every 45 degrees of rotation. There we go. So we've turned him around there. And finally, it costs us 4 to crouch. There we go. Lovely. We've now spent all of our time units, so it's time to press end turn. Cool. Pressing this button will end your turn and commence the alien turn, allowing the enemy to move and act. Once the enemy turn to complete, the fresh player turn will begin. If you have any unused soldiers, the game will highlight them instead of ending the turn. Cool. Right, lovely. All right, attacking enemies. So, hover your mouse over the highlighted enemy to bring up the attack cursor. All right, cool. The green number on the left of the crosshair indicates the time unit cost of the shot. The white number on the right of the crosshair indicates the percentage chance of hitting. Cool. So we can, there we go. And that little bar runs down as we go. So we've got a 91% chance to hit. It's going to cost us 29 units. He has 40 health. Let's fire. There we go. Lovely. Cool, you scored a hit and inflicted 20 damage. Weapons will inflict between 50 and 150% of their damage value with each hit, depending on the part of the body hit. Your soldier has enough time units to attack again, so fire a second shot. How much does that hit for? It hits for 40 kinetic, so it can be anywhere between 50 and 150% of that. So let's fire it again. And he is down. Well done, you've successfully killed an enemy. As your soldier doesn't have enough time units remaining, select the next soldier. So we just press space, and that brings us up to the next soldier. Hover over the highlighted enemy. Squares drawn between the shooter and the target present a shot path. The path is green when the weapon is within range. Path turns orange where the weapon is firing beyond its maximum range. Weapons have a lower hit chance and inflict reduced damage. Click the target to attack them. So we've got a 36% chance, and you can see the yellow means that we're out of range. Green is our range for this rifle, but being the tutorial, we are going to attack this and do what they said. Unfortunately, soldier missed their shot and inflicted no damage. Press space to flick to the next soldier. And you would think that he would be able to have another shot, wouldn't you? But we're just going to do what we're told. Okay, cool. Soldier is armed with a shotgun, which is much more effective at close range. Move him to the highlighted tile. Now, there is Overwatch over here. We're going to have 33 points, 36 points left. Let's hit this, 83%. However, at this range, it would be preferable to fire 2 shots at lower accuracy due to the passive short range hit chance. Hover over the target, right-click to change to the cheaper fire mode. There we go. So there's 2 different fire modes. Most weapons have several fire modes with varying accuracy. Cool. Let's see. Hover over the target and use right-click to change to the cheaper fire mode. I'm over the target. And we kind of missed. Although shot had a high hit chance, your soldier still missed. Bad luck. It'll happen. Bad luck will happen in the game as part of the challenge, learning the best way to mitigate it when it does. In this case, simply attack the target a second time. There we go. Lovely. Thankfully, did not have any more bad luck. Press space. Can he crouch? Sorry, Jane Williams. She's an Aussie. It's not going to let us crouch. Hover over the highlighted enemy. This shot has a low hit chance because there's a large intervening cover object. Full details of how the hit chance is calculated is shown at the bottom right of the screen. In this case, the crates are reducing it by 60%. You can see that down where the yellow is. Only the highest intervening cover value is used to reduce hit chance. Right, no worries. Most terrain in Xenonauts 2 is destructible, something the players can use to their advantage. So we'll select this soldier instead. And free fire allows the target to anything they want. In this case, you can use it to destroy the intervening crates. Hold down Control to activate free fire and then click on the crates. Lovely. Now we can click on there and we've got a better shot. Cool. And that is one hell of a sniper shot. Well done. Cool. Grenades can be effective in inflicting damage and removing cover in an area. Click the button for the demolition charge there, and we need to throw it into here. Perfect. Perfect. Done 24 damage on those guys. Secondary weapons. Your soldier lacks sufficient time units to fire their main weapon, but the pistol in their secondary slot can still be fired. So we'll collect that. And we will shoot him with our pistol. And he is down. Lovely. And he can hit those guys as well. Beautiful. So 1 grenade and 2 pistol shots was perfect. Press spacebar to select the next soldier. The shotgun's relatively inaccurate. Yep. Let's move to there. Let's see. Shot preview mode will allow you the hit chance, show you the hit chance and time cost for taking a shot. So if we go up to there, for the currently deployed. To see the values, hover over the highlighted enemy, hold the shift key while still hovering over the target to activate shot preview mode. So if we go over there, you can see we've got a 98% chance. So we'll click that and we'll head over there and take him out. Lovely. All right, congratulations. You've eliminated all hostile units. Press end turn to proceed. And of course there's more soldiers, right? Of course there is. All right, good work, Commander. The helicopter is airborne. You should be able to escape through the tunnels. So now we're going to need to do that. So order the selected soldier to move to the highlighted tile. And he was overwatched. And by a couple of enemies. Okay, cool. Your soldier has just been killed by an enemy overwatch fire. If the unit ends its turn with enough time units remaining to fire its weapon, it may then perform overwatch. Suppressing an enemy will prevent overwatch, and flashbangs are a good way to generate suppression. Excuse me. Let's throw a flashbang over there. Cool, and they are now suppressed. All of these enemies have been suppressed. Immediately removes time units from a selected unit, which prevents them from being able to overwatch fire, as they can no longer afford to fire their weapons. Suppressed units are also easier to hit with melee weapons and will only recover 50% of their normal time units the following turn. Cool. Smoke. An alternative way to avoid losing soldiers to overwatch fire is to make them harder to hit. Each tile of smoke reduces the hit chance of any shot passing through it, so smoke grenades are an excellent way to protect your soldiers. Select a smoke grenade and throw it at the highlighted tile. Perfect. Good work. All enemies are either out of time units, suppressed, or screened by smoke. Move your soldier to the highlighted tile to complete the tutorial. So if we move our soldier over there, once you're clear of the base, I'll transmit the coordinates for the backup facility. All right, so there we go. We've completed that tutorial now, which is really cool. All our soldiers will disappear. I've been so looking forward to playing this, guys, but I thought running through the tutorial would be a good way to give you guys a really good demonstration and overview of what's happening. So, few believe our enemies exist, yet the malign tendrils of their influence can be felt across our planet. Rising tensions between capitalist and communist nations threaten to spark a ruinous nuclear war before the invasion even begins. Commander, good of you to finally make an appearance. Welcome to our backup facility. We should be safe here at least for a while. No getting around the fact that we've been living in a derelict nuclear bunker full of 60s era junk though. Hope you're fine with cold showers, cold food, and well, cold everything. The temperature is the least of our concerns. My work suggests we have mere months before the aliens can launch a full-scale invasion. If we are to prepare, we must gather data on the alien forces scouting our planet. Of course, the cleaners are unlikely to make that easy. That's why I called this meeting. Commander, I'm formally handing over control of this organization to you. The situation has changed and we need somebody with military experience making the big decisions. I'll run day-to-day matters like keeping us supplied and getting this place patched up. All you need to do is figure out how to win the war. Congratulations on the promotion, Commander. One hopes you prove equal to the task. All right, so now we need to choose a base location. So I'm kind of thinking, you can see the inner circle is our radar, and I believe the very outer circle is probably something that we can expand to when we upgrade and stuff. I'm kind of almost thinking of putting it in Europe because we cover sort of England and stuff, like maybe Italy, because we cover a really large area there. The other thing that we could do is we could put it down here and cover... Oh, I don't know. It's kind of really, really difficult. I'm guessing most people will probably go for putting it over in America. So I think we might go into Italy here in Europe, accept that. Doomsday counter. Prevent Doomsday counter exceeding 100. The aliens are attempting to spark a nuclear war by raising tensions between capitalist and communist nations. If they succeed, the scattered human survivors would have no hope of repelling an invasion. We must keep the Doomsday counter under control until the invasion begins. Allowing it to exceed 100 or for more than one day will result in alien victory. Successful enemy activity on the geoscape will increase Doomsday. And that's your Doomsday meter down there. It's currently sitting at 30% with a +1 daily change. So there you go. All right. What I am going to do though, guys, is I know it's a little bit shorter, but the next mission we go into our old facility and recover some data and stuff like that. But I'm going to leave this one here, and I'll probably continue this on later on. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. This is Xenonauts 2. If you love XCOM, if you love turn-based combat, if you love figuring out, how to defeat aliens and searching for technology, upgrading, building, and all that type of stuff, then this is the one for you. So before we go, I'll throw you through this stuff here. We have aircraft, which we only have 2 aircraft in our hangar at the moment, Angel 1 and Skyhawk 1. We have all of our weapons and our assignments panels here as well, where you can actually assign stuff to these guys. You can also rename all of these guys, which is pretty cool. We've got a cargo area in here, so there's no items in the basement at the moment. These are the soldiers that we have at the moment. You can see the different classes: rifleman, sniper, assault, heavy, and shield. Each one has a different layout and has different tactics, obviously. In engineering, in here, if we have an empty hangar, if we build an empty hangar, another second hangar, we can actually start production of another Angel Interceptor, which we can't do at the moment, but that'll obviously cost us money. Research over here. At some point in time, what we need to do is gather gear and stuff and salvage sort of alien wrecks and all that type of stuff. Bring it back here to do research for the technology. This is our base screen. Now, this is our base at the moment, and this is where you can lay out. So, for example, if you wanted to build yourself another hangar, then you could click on that and you could throw another hangar in here. If you wanted to build yourself another storeroom, another radar, like a radar array, which I think we already have one. Yes, we do. Living quarters, all that type of stuff, training centers. It's all here, and it's all stuff that you need to gather resources for. So I'm not sure whether you can actually move these guys around. Generator's base structure provides a facility with additional power. I don't know whether you can actually move these around or not, but yeah, you've got all your base information there, and then you've got the geoscape or the world map here, basically. Now this is time-based. You can see it's running constantly over here, and things are going to start happening. So things are going to pop up here, and we're going to find missions. We're going to find all of that type of stuff in here, but this is it, guys. Xenonauts 2. I hope you enjoyed this one. There is a link below if you guys want to grab it for yourself. I'll speak to you next time. Bye.